Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Vlogmas day 16, sweet 16. So it's morning now, it's Saturday today, so that means I'm teaching today. Last Saturday of teaching for 2023. I nearly said one. The years and me. Sometimes I just get, I know it's 2023, I know it's about to be 24. I definitely know that when it's on a screen, when I'm planning things for work. But when I go to say it, sometimes I just nearly go back in time. So anyway, it is the morning here. I have some teaching today. I've had one student cancel, and we'll see about the others. Sometimes attendance this time of year isn't great, right? But I've actually decided to cancel my group workshop that was supposed to be on this afternoon. I only had 3 students attending anyway, so it's not like it affects an enormous amount of students. And those group workshops are 90 minutes, so just with what you can hear in my voice, right? I decided it wasn't the best idea. Sorry, G just interrupted there for a sec to ask me about glasses, because we've got this glasses order happening now, and he wants to order some sports glasses. So anyway, so yeah, got a bit of teaching today to do, but not going to do the group workshops. I'm really not feeling as bad as I sound that I'm feeling. I'm just a bit weepy, as you can probably see. And yeah, it's developing into a little bit, hopefully a mild case of sinusitis. Won't bore you with the details, but I have various sinus issues, so hopefully it stays mild and I can still do regular teaching. And just having a group here for 90 minutes doing very loud activities didn't seem like a good idea, and it is like a bonus extra I offer my studio, so I think the parents will understand. And work-wise, I don't have any pressing things to do. I've scheduled my last Vibrant Music Teaching members email for 2023, which is on Monday. So I've already scheduled that, so there's nothing else that's like urgent in any way. And I'm not feeling like my focus is, I feel like I need to save my focus for my lessons. That's the way I'll put it. And so I've just brought my crazy goat embroidery upstairs, and I'm going to watch some teaching videos and do some embroidery, because I sort of need to be up here today even when I'm not teaching, so that I'm around for the other teacher. So that's the plan for today, is bits of embroidery and some teaching. And yeah, I'll probably catch up with you after all of that, maybe this afternoon. Hello there, friends. As you will have seen probably in the title of this video, I didn't manage to come on again yesterday, so this is going to be 16 and 17 now. So happy Vlogmas day 17. Yeah, yesterday what happened? Not a lot. I just sort of ran out of time to talk to you, basically. And I don't want this to be a thing that's not fun, like, you know, it's not an obligation, it's something I've been doing for fun. So yeah, I just didn't find the time to come on. I finished teaching, I relaxed for a bit, just hung out with Tofu for a while, and then that was when I was planning to talk to you. But then I had this sudden urge to sew something. I think I've been trying to take it easy, and that's really boring for me, is the honest truth. So I do my best to like look after myself when I'm feeling ill, but then I start to feel like antsy because, you know, I haven't been doing the workouts and I haven't been doing creative things as much. And yeah, so anyway, I just had this sudden urge. I was like, no, I'm going to make that skirt I've been thinking about for ages. It wasn't like that sudden in my movements, but anyway, that's what my mind did. So I just wanted to make that skirt and immediately wear it out. So I cut it out, sewed it up. It's a fairly simple make that I've just been meaning to do for ages, but it's not very interesting because it's just a black skirt that's going to go with a lot of things in this knit fabric. I'd show you it because it's black fabric. You're not going to really see anything. It's got this like waffle kind of texture to it. And I just wanted like a pleated elastic waistband skirt in that. I think since last winter, and then like I didn't get time for it in winter, and then it's like, oh well, there's no point doing it now. I won't wear it in summer because I wouldn't. So yeah, that's what I did. It went immediately exactly as I thought it would. I based this on a culottes pattern I have, roughly. I just use that for like, this is the amount of pleats I want, and then I just, like I can make patterns myself, so sometimes I just do things on the fly. So yeah, it satisfied an itch, I think. It just was like, okay, I feel like I've done something. So I did that. And then it was time to rush to make something for dinner and immediately go to my mum's house. And what you saw in between yesterday and today is my mum's dog, because basically my mum then got stuck. I don't want to say this Anyway, she was at a family gathering and she was there later than she had planned. Not through her choice. Anyway, so yeah, we hung out with their dog, Ella, and she's the opposite of Tofu. She's like, Tofu is like, go, 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 and then he'll do cuddles, but then he's done. And he's like, let's play with something, let's do this. Whereas Ella, literally, if you let her, she would just lie on your lap without moving for hours. She's just like, this is amazing. She had a tough early life. She had puppies very young and was sort of abandoned and stuff. Anyway, she's a sweetheart. So we hung out with her, gave her a bit of company. She's also, by the way, the love of Tofu's life. Seriously, when he sees her, he's like obsessed, and she is like, yeah, whatever, man. She's not interested in him. It's very funny. So he'll be seeing his wannabe girlfriend on our walk today, which we're about to leave for soon, but I thought I'd check in with you all first. So today's plan, it's a Sunday. I'm feeling a good bit better. I may not look it, but I'm feeling a good bit better. And yeah, thankfully the sinusitis is kind of calming down, so that means it's not a super bad bout of that, so that's amazing. It helps to be in your home country when you're ill. The last time I had a cold that was again mild but developed into sinusitis. I was in Canada in September, and just trying to get a pharmacy to give you the thing that works, even though the labels are different. Like, the pharmacists are always very helpful, but it's always impossible to get what you actually want. And the thing that bothers me in North America, maybe there's something I'm missing here, but whenever I go to a pharmacy in North America, Canada and the US, the quantities are just enormous. Like, everything is for a family. Is this a thing? Or am I missing the individual packets? I never find small amounts of whatever I want. Just over-the-counter things, Even like cough sweets. I had to buy like a gazillion of them when I was in Canada. Anyway, you don't need to hear any more about that. So anyway, the point is I'm feeling a lot better. So we're going to go for a usual walk with my mum and her dog, love of Tofu's life. And we're going to go to Knoxink today, I think. So that is a little bit further away than a lot of our other walks. It's not that far, but a little bit further away. Near Enniskerry, if you know Ireland at all. And so we're going to go there. I haven't been there in so long, and it's beautiful. It might be a bit muddy this time of year, so I'm going to wear some sensible shoes for that situation. But yeah, I'll record a bit of footage when we're there. I didn't mention, but the reason I was at my parents' house last night was because it was the Strictly Come Dancing final. So that was so fun to watch, and yeah, it was just great. It was funny because yesterday G actually made a cake. I don't know. He made my birthday cake, and then he's like, you know what, I want to get better at making cakes. So like something in his mind kind of triggered by that. And so he made a cake, a lemon cake yesterday. I was like, oh, it's Strictly Come Dancing final tonight. Do you want to come? And he was so excited to bring his cake and share it with everyone. So, yeah, we got to share the lemon cake with my parents. The reason when I'm talking about Strictly Come Dancing and I don't mention my dad is because he refuses to watch it. He absolutely hates it. it's just dancing, but like he cannot stand the dancing and like the glitz and everything. It's just not his style at all. So yeah, he's like in the other room. They have two TV rooms, so he's like watching rugby or something at the same time, or a history show. But he still had an lemon cake, and I'm really happy with who won Strictly. I'm not going to say any more than that in case anyone's catching up, but I'm really happy with who won. I think it was the right person to win, so that's fab. Okay, before I go on my walk, I'm going to show you this guy. He looks insane. I realise how insane this looks, okay? Oh, he looks even more insane with the light behind him, I'm sorry. Oh, let's just show you kind of, I'll do this, yeah. You can kind of see him. Anyway, this is my goat. I realise it kind of looks like a dog, but I think my friend's going to get it, and you know, that's all that matters. And it's just a pouch to put a bag in. It's not like something she has to wear emblazoned on her chest or anything. So yeah, I just have to make sure all of Tofu's hairs are extracted. Although this friend will completely understand because she's animal mad. She's a zoologist friend. So she won't really mind if there's dog hairs in there, but still I'd prefer to remove them. Anyway, that's me for this morning. We're going to go for a walk. Going to come back, maybe do a bit of sewing. Not sure what yet. Probably some work on this bag and maybe something else. So yeah, I'll chat to you later. Hello everyone. It is the evening now, well, ish, late afternoon. It's around 4 p.m. So as you saw, we went out for a walk, lovely walk around the woods there. It's really mixed woods, apparently very good for, you know, the environment, because it has half acidic and half alkaline soil. So it's like really mixed in terms of the plants that are there. It's not like a lot of the Dublin Mountains were planted with pine, which is not native, and then are now like they're trying to reforest them. But yeah, that area is lovely and really mixed trees, just a lovely area. And it's quite a secluded kind of walk, like it's quite contained, which was good because it was really windy today. So that was great. I'm still feeling a lot better today, so we're over the worst of not a particularly bad cold. So I shouldn't whinge. Not worth whinging over at all. So yeah, since then I've come back, we've had lunch and stuff, and then G has gone out to see a friend of his, and I've been sewing. So I finished the bag for my friend, and we're about to do the moment of truth. So I've just finished. Last part was the little pouch. So it's still got some fluff on it, which I'm gradually picking off. Anyway, there's the little goat in his little pouch, so it's just a zip up the top, very simple. I really just improvised this. I didn't follow any instructions. Probably should have, but I didn't. Anyway, so that's a little zippered pouch, and the bag is a bit more polished looking, I think. So I actually followed the instructions for that. So this is the bag. Oh, you can kind of see it there. So it's got these pockets in the front, which are handy. And the idea of it is that it's a tote bag like that, like you can hold the handles, but the handles are looped through at the back. So if I pull them through, I can kind of show you as if it's full, because then they're that way. So now it's like a backpack almost. And if you pull them all the way through, they kind of close the top of the bag. So I think it's quite handy. This friend doesn't drive. She walks most places. And, you know, it's often handy just to have a spare bag, right, in your other bag. So if you're taking like a handbag with you, what Americans would call a purse, you're taking a small bag, and then you might buy a few bits, but you're not sure if you will. This is probably more relevant if you're in a country like ours, where she's in Scotland, but it's the same there, where you pay for shopping bags, which I think is a good thing. We have a bag tax. And obviously you can pay for them. They're like 10 cents or something. But it just means that basically no one ever buys them. Like almost never. Because you just feel like, oh, well, I might as well just bring a bag. It really changed people's habits so well. Anyway, that might be considered too political, but I just think it's one of those small nudges that has made a difference. It certainly made a difference here. Like, I remember when it came in, I was around 11 or 12, so I remember it. And before that, everyone used shopping bags all the time. And it just, within a few months, nobody ever forgot to bring their like more sturdy bags that they would reuse. And yeah. Anyway, so I think this is cute. I think this is a great addition to her gift. She also has, every year I get her a diary. I get both of us. She's one of the people like me who likes a paper diary. So I do that for both of us every year. This kind of just become a tradition. And therefore, that's half of her present every Christmas. And she seems to like having the surprise. I got a really good one. Actually, I'll show you. Okay, so this is her diary for 2024. She's not going to watch this video. It'll be fine. Hope I haven't ruined a surprise. But isn't it gorgeous? As I said, she's zoologist, well, ecologist, whatever. She's worn a few different hats at the moment. She's, yeah. But it's extra special because when we were traveling in the US the first time, we were in Oregon, staying with a friend of her parents. Absolutely lovely. We were by the sea there. And we were in a town with them on the seaside, and some whales came like right into the bay. Not the same type of whale, but they came right into the bay and they were swimming around. It was like one of the best moments of the trip, and obviously extra special for her. She was blown away. So yeah, it's beautiful. I'll show you some of the, it's got some artwork inside. See, for each month. Isn't it gorgeous? So it's in English and German. You might have noticed there it says October and then October underneath. And it's made of recycled paper. I think it's really nice. And I have a similar one, but not whales. More simple for myself and smaller size. So yeah. No, it won't fit. I was just thinking, could I put the diary in the bag? I can't. I'm going to wrap them separately. So that's my next job. And I'm going to put the bag inside the bag. The bag inside its pouch. And it should fit fine. I mean, I made it the size they said. And this fabric is actually a stretch cotton. So it should be even easier to like squidge it in, which I think will be handy. So yeah, that's my main project for today. As I said, I'm feeling a lot better, but I don't want to push it too far and make myself really tired, because you know when you're sick you just get tired faster. I may get to do something with this today. Yeah, this is an easier project. I saw something earlier today. Where was I? On Instagram. I was scrolling Instagram. It was just like a social media influencer woman. Not like talking about business, not talking about clothes, but she was wearing this cardigan and I really liked the bottom band was really, really wide. And I have a cardigan pattern that I really like, but it's like regular band on the bottom. Anyway, I think I probably am making no sense, but I think I might turn it into a variation on that cardigan with a wider bottom band. That would look nice. I think, honestly, I think a jumper, a sweater, would look the nicest. But would I wear it as much? That's the debate. So I'm going to take a break now, think about that, maybe return to do a bit of that. For those of you who don't sew, stretch fabrics, although I used to be scared of them because we weren't taught them in college at all, because they're not very high fashion, right? They're too comfortable. But anyway, projects with stretch fabrics are normally very quick, which is why I was able to do that skirt yesterday in like an hour and a half, maybe less than that, from cutting out to completing and like putting it on instantly. So these kinds of projects can be very quick and they're good for when you're a bit tired and need a bit of leeway, right? Because the stretch fabric just gives you a bit more to play with in terms of like the fitting and stuff. Even like, yeah, you can kind of get away with a bit more. That's the truth. So I've done my more meticulous project, which is that bag, and I think it's turned out really well. And I might do that later, or I might save it for tomorrow. The other thing I have to do today, thrilling, is my glasses order that I've been talking about. These kinds of things. Well, I think it's fair enough with glasses. I think you should think about them properly, because you're going to wear them on your face for me, like for 2 years, because my prescription just changes every 2 years when I get my eyes tested. But yeah, you're going to wear them all the time. Now in this case, because that site is very affordable, Zenny is the name of the site that was recommended to me. It's very affordable. I'm going to probably buy a few, but I'm trying not to go overboard, so I'm just like picking them out. I'll describe them to you just for fun, but by the time you watch this I'll probably have placed the order. But the ones I'm definitely getting are dirt cheap, okay? So I cannot resist them because they are that cheap. They can be like my fun bonus pair. They're red plastic aviators. So they're like an aviator shape, but it's like flat plastic, if that makes sense. And they're red. And I love them. I wouldn't wear regular aviators, usually have the nose pads, which I hate. So I wouldn't wear them, but these are perfect. So those are definite. And then sunglasses, I'm probably going to go with these black kind of cat eye shape ones, which I think look really nice. And maybe slightly more understated than most of my choices. And then there's these ones that are clear, and then they have the clear frame around, but they have colour as well. So they have kind of a colour a little bit more at the top and then kind of subtly around the edge. And they come in a purple or a green. So that's my big debate, is like, ooh, purple or green. Yesterday I asked G and he was like, green, definitely the green ones. And then he looked at them today and was like, oh, purple. As if like that's what he'd always said. It wasn't. He said green yesterday. I think I'm going to go purple. I think they're more likely to suit me with the purple, even though I love green. I think on my face, purple would suit more. Purple was my favourite colour as a child. I don't have a favourite colour now. Do your students always ask you what your favourite colour is? Mine do. Especially a few of them. Like they ask me, I'd say every few weeks. And I'm like, I don't have a favourite colour, lads. Like, I just don't have a favourite. They're all great. I like all colours. Anyway, yeah, one of them always insists. And then she's like, but what's your favourite colour today? So then I give her an answer at random. Anyway, very funny. The thing I, teaching-wise, wanted to briefly mention to you that's been on my mind is from this week. One of my students that I have at the moment has had a challenging road with piano, and my hunch is has a challenging road in school, although nothing has been disclosed to me. So I'm going to keep this quite vague, but basically I think there's a lot of delays, and I haven't been told anything about it, but it's clear there's a lot of delays. Now that doesn't make me label them in any way or treat them differently, or other than to help them as much as I possibly can. But it's been challenging, and this week went really, really well. And that's kind of why I wanted to mention it to you, mostly to say don't lose hope, but also to say sometimes it's okay to let some things go. So this week went really, really well because they were really engaged, especially with one particular piece that they had mastered after we've been doing it for a few weeks. It's a rope piece, and they had mastered it and just wanted to play it constantly. Like wanted to play it again and again, and we played it in between every other piece and every activity we did because they just loved it. And that's a huge win, because this child last year, there were tantrums, there was like shutting down, there were some, serious things going on. And we haven't had any of that this year, but we haven't had every week be this easy. But this week, they remembered where all the D's and F's were on the piano. They played this piece and loved it. They played a piece that required all their fingers to be used and didn't love it, but got through it. and it didn't cause any kind of reaction afterwards. So that was huge. So I'm saying it to say, like, don't lose hope, because sometimes I think we can say it with these kinds of students, we're tempted to say, oh, maybe they should wait and come back to piano. And I get why people would say that. But this student doesn't do 50 million other activities. From what I've gathered, this is what they do. They do this, and at home they play video games. And those are the only activities I've heard about, right? So there's this, school, which I just can't imagine going super smoothly for this kid. And video games. So even if they don't practice a lot, even if they don't make amazing progress and they've been in lessons for a year and then, this part of this year, so almost half a year, and still, can't reliably find every piano key you ask for. And yeah, I still believe that that's a positive influence in their life. I believe that this is good for them. And, as long as the parent is on board and is not expecting progress that isn't going to happen, I believe that that's a good thing for them. And the other thing I wanted to say about that was just, I'm so letting go of so many technique issues that with any other student I would call them out on. Now I'm gently working with them in the path to a good technique. But if they transferred to you today and you saw their technique and how little they know after a year and a half and everything, your first instinct would be, oh my God, that was a terrible teacher. So I just want to say sometimes this is the right thing for a student, is a slower pace, is delaying work on technique until they're comfortable. And yeah, sometimes I think that's the right thing to do. I'll restart that sentence because I touched the mic a bit. Sometimes I also have students who, if they transferred to you, you would be shocked. And that happens. And I too talk about transfer students and go, oh my gosh. And it is true that I have a couple of local schools that I have transfers from again and again who have the exact same issues. So that's a bit different, but I would still never name names because I don't know the whole story. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this particular student's progress, and therefore you have to believe that you're doing some good in the world, right? Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there for today. If I do get a bit more sewing done, I will tell you about it tomorrow. Tomorrow is my Sunday, as it were. It's Monday tomorrow, but that's kind of my Sunday because it's my second day of my weekend, if that makes sense. So we have shopping to do, like our regular weekly shop, super fun. And yeah, bits of sewing, lots of cleaning, stuff like that. It's going to be our short week before we finish for the Christmas break. So I have 3 days of teaching, including several interviews with potential new teachers that are hopefully going to go well, we hope. So it's going to be kind of a busy week, and tomorrow I feel like I need to plan for like the Christmas stuff, like people coming over for different things. Friday is VLOGMAS, which is when me and the friend I'm giving this bag to watch Love Actually every year. You can think we're sad, I don't care. It's our tradition. We barely watch any of it, to be honest. We just talk through it, but that's the tradition. But yeah, here's what I want to leave you with. I know that was a lot of babbling. I feel like I'm babbling more since I've been slightly unwell. Maybe I'm less focused. But I want to leave you with this question, if you're still with me, which is, what's your favourite Brussels sprouts recipe? I know that comes out of nowhere, but I was talking with my mum today about Christmas dinner and like what can we take off her hands. Every year I try and insist that we do some of it because she still makes it for everyone. Yeah, and she said, well, I'm not doing Brussels sprouts, and I say this every year, but I'm really not doing them this year, and we volunteered to do them. So tell me your recipe for Brussels sprouts, because I know a lot of people are very passionate about their recipe for Brussels sprouts. I'm not interested in boiling them, so if that's your recipe, no thank you, thanks, but no thanks. roasted Brussels sprouts, how do you make them go crispy? What are your tricks? That's what I'd love to hear from you. And I hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. See you soon.